Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Esoteric Ramblings. I'm Jesse Arnold, and today I'm bringing you my review of The Bad Batch, Episode 11. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. I am bringing you my review of Bad Batch, Episode 11 right now, and I forgot to mention this in my Loki review, which I just did, overnight I hit 50 subscribers, which I know isn't a lot in YouTube numbers, but hey, that was my first milestone, was 50 subscribers. So thank you all for your subscriptions. It doesn't really change much in the big scheme of things, but it's just a number I was looking forward to hitting, and I did it. So thank you, whoever number 50 was. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate all you guys and folks out there who are watching, and it just makes me happy to know I hit a milestone, personal milestone, with 50. So let's see where we go from here. So today's Bad Batch review is pretty exciting. As always with my Bad Batch episodes, because the show is so short, I won't be doing any spoiler warnings. So if you have not watched this week's episode, number 11, called The Devil's Deal, stop watching now, or be prepared for spoilers, because they're coming in this video. This is by far my favorite episode of The Bad Batch yet, which is kind of not ironic, but I don't know how to say this. It's because The Bad Batch is hardly in this episode. They're in like one scene, and it is all about young Hera Syndulla, who is obviously the captain and pilot of the Ghost and the Ghost crew in the Rebels animated series. So we get to see young Hera about 15 or so years before the events of the Rebels show, which is, I believe, the youngest we've seen her, or the furthest back in her history we've seen her, other than maybe some dialogue in the Rebels series. Because I know the New Dawn book takes place much closer to the events of Rebels than this event, because this is still in the first year, I believe it's still in the first year of the rise of the Empire after Order 66 and the fall of the Jedi. So we start off on Ryloth with all the Twi'leks and the Empire asserting their control, and like we saw in last week's episode, trying to get the people of the planet, the leadership of the planet, to be agreeable and amenable to the Empire, and encouraging the population to accept it and lay down their weapons and be a part of the Empire now. Which, if you know anything about the Twi'leks and Ryloth, is not really their bag. It's not what they do. Some of the fiercest battles in the Clone Wars series, like full-scale battles, happened on Ryloth, with Hera's father, Cham. And we get to see her mother in this episode, and just the family dynamic a little bit. And we get to see a young teenager, or maybe even preteen version of Hera, which is really great because Vanessa Marshall came back to voice young Hera. And it's really cool because she really puts on her Rylothian accent for this episode. Because when you see her in Rebels, she's got a pretty plain accent as far as Star Wars universe goes. But she really leans into the Twi'lek and the Ryloth culture and accent in this episode, which was really fun. And it was, I think the Twi'leks are probably one of my favorite races in Star Wars. They're just, especially largely because of Hera and a couple of the other characters we've seen through Clone Wars and stuff over the years, but they're just really cool. They're about as close as I think to being Jedi without actually being Jedi. They're very agile, stealthy, and I just think they're really cool. A really cool race of aliens in this world. So it was really fun to get involved with them and see how they were dealing with the Empire. And the episode, follows them trying to transition power to the Empire, and of course, like, Hera's parents are like leaders of the people, leaders of the army, and they're going along with it. Even if they don't fully agree with it, they're trying to bring peace to the people. And Hera's being young, she wants to be a pilot and fly. And her uncle, one of the friends of Cham, is he's a fighter. He's not down with the occupation. And she goes along with him as they go for a smuggling run, basically, to the moon to pick up weapons from a weapons deal from the Bad Batch. So the guys show up with Omega. So she and Omega get to meet, and Omega gives her a tour of the ship. and you see, Hera's dreams being spilled out as she says she wants to live on a starship and just fly all over the place. So it's really cool to see that young version of her experiencing some of these things for the first time. And of course, they get caught. Crosshair's involved, and man, he's looking rough. He's got some Darth Vader looking scarring going on the back of his head from previous episodes where he got blasted by the engine or the repulsors, and he's looking pretty rough. We meet, I can't remember if we ever met him in the previous episodes of Clone Wars or not, but we meet the new, I'm blanking on his name, the new clone commander. They are doing a vintage collection figure of him, so I hope that means there's going to be a Black Series version of him soon. Let's see if I can find this. Bad Batch. It is Captain Hauser, maybe? Captain Hauser. He's kind of got like the bluish teal coloring on his armor, who has been assigned to Ryloth and who's working with Cham and the others. And he seems not as in line with Rex and the other clones, but he does not seem as happy to be doing the things he's doing. He's not full on bucking the system and like refusing to follow orders. But there's definitely more of a personality in him than I think we've seen in some of the other clones besides the Bad Batch and Rex and some of the bigger named characters. So it was really cool to see him brought into this, and his role and everything. It also is sad because you're watching now as more and more the action is ramping up, and the Royalists are fighting, or the Twi'leks are fighting against the Empire, which means they're fighting the clone troops who they were just fighting alongside of. It's almost as tragic as watching Order 66 go down again, but not quite. So Hera gets captured on the way back, and essentially her father and mother come with a team, and they help rescue her and the others that were coming back from this weapons mission. And even though they win the battle, the Admiral Rampart, the new Imperial that they introduced early in the season, he has a plan, and Crosshair comes in, attacks the Senator Orn Free-Taa, the big blue Twi'lek from the prequels and the Clone Wars, and end up flipping the script on this, and a bunch of other troopers show up, and they basically capture Hera's parents and everyone again, except for Hera and Chopper. They make it out. So it ends with them running off, and I'm assuming she'll get tied into the Bad Batch at some point, and that's what leads her, or at least begins her journey out into becoming the Hera we know from Rebels. So yeah, it was a really, really cool episode. Like I said, I really liked seeing young Hera. It was really cool to see Vanessa Marshall, who voiced Hera in Rebels, come back to do the role. Because I always think it's really cool when actors or actresses, voice people, can come back and do different versions of the characters. In this case, it was a much younger version of the character, and she got to do the different accent, which was fun because you get to see a different side of the character that way. So yeah, really enjoyed this week's episode. It was a lot of fun, and that's it. That's pretty much it for my review this week. Chopper, of course, is back. Chopper, the droid from Rebels, has been with Hera this whole time, so it's really cool to see the bond. He's one of my favorite droids. R2, of course, is the top. I think Chopper's in second place. Sometimes they flip-flop, but yeah. I don't know what else to say about this episode, so I'll just wrap it up there and say thanks for watching. I've got my Loki review up, should be up around the same time as this video. I do have a action figure unboxing that I'm just going to slip in either sometime today or over the weekend, with some cool stuff that I was able to pick up, and I don't feel like waiting for a Monday Madness to drop that. And of course, my Monday Madness this coming week will be my review of Black Widow, which I'll be watching tonight, and I'm very much looking forward to. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Thank you for getting me to 50 subscribers. If you want sound off below, if that was you, if you were the last one to subscribe. If not, that's fine too. Thank you for watching. As always, if there's anything that I missed out on or I got wrong, let me know in the comments. Please be nice about it, but let me know. I am not a concrete, set in stone wealth of knowledge on all this stuff. I just really enjoy it and like talking about it. And my biggest fun from all this is getting to interact with other people, not my fans, but just other fans of the material, whether it's comics, shows, movies, whatever. Let me know what you think down below as I whack the microphone over here. Yeah, so I think that's it. I'm going to stop talking now, even though that's the whole point of these. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for 50 subscribers. If you want to check out any of my toy hauls, not the toy hauls, but my collection, I post pictures over my Instagram, just.shelf.it. You can check it out right down here. And yeah, that's about it. So I think I've said that's about it about 5 times now. So I'm just going to say thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Ramble on.